Hello and welcome to my shop. My name is Donald Mathews, though a lot of people might know me as Donald Vlogifies. That's the name of my YouTube channel, Donald Vlogifies Woodshop. That name come about because I originally, when I started creating content stuff, I was just vlogging. Then I started, it wasn't going anywhere, and I started putting on some of my woodworking that I did there, and eventually decided to move the woodworking onto its own separate channel. And I just kept it on Vlogifies. Now that I don't see any point in changing it, that's what people know to look for me at. I think changing it would cause more problems than it would help, so I just leave it there at that. But I am Donald Mathews. I really define myself as a woodworker for the most part. I do create content for YouTube, and I enjoy editing and stuff and all that. But that started out mostly as me just keeping a record of the woodworking I'm doing. So, you know, I may do something on this project and not do it again for years, but I had to learn to do it on that project, and years later come up to another project I need to do the same thing but not quite remember how I did it. And if I've got it on that video there, I can go back, find it, and see what I did. Plus, I mean, you know, of course my kids can go back years from now, show my grandkids and stuff what their granddaddy used to do. So basically, consider myself a woodworker that creates content for YouTube. I'm working on one on the lathe now, but it's just a lidded bowl. The last one I made and completed was a walnut keepsake box, and the gentleman who asked me to do it for him wanted a Celtic cross carved into the top, and I did that with a pneumatic engraver, which is what I mostly carve with. I haven't done a whole lot with the hand tools and stuff like that, just with the pneumatic engraver and rotary tool. I was quite pleased with how it turned out. I hope he will be. Pretty sure he will be. My favorite tool would be the Shopsmith. I really enjoy the machine. It's very precise for what it is, very well made, and my shop being as limited as it is, and financially being as limited as I am, I just can't, I don't have room for nor the money to buy standalone equipment for each thing I need. And that Shopsmith gives me a drill press, a lathe, a table saw, and I can get it set up to make a router table, which, I mean, I've got that separate over there, but a shaper. A lot of things I can do with that machine, and I love it. It's very well built, but very dependable machine. I'd hate to try and work without it now. I do a lot. I like to do a lot of my stuff with hand tools as much as possible. I'm just weird like that. I enjoy using the hand tools. A lot of the hand tools I have were some that my father used, my grandfather used, my great-grandfather used, that I never even met my great-grandfather. So it's kind of cool to me to, you know, have something in my hands that an ancestor that I never met before had in their hands and used. The favorite project I made would be this workbench here. I went a long time working on just tables, which were pretty solid. That little portable workbench there, and when I got to a place where I had stationary place that I was going to be working, a shop that I was going to be working out of, I decided I needed to build myself a workbench. A sturdy, strong woodworker's workbench. So I built this. I followed Paul Seller's basic principle of how he made his. I kind of changed up the design a little bit, but for the most part, the basics came from Paul Sellers. But I got this thing together. It come together good. It works good. It's strong. It's sturdy. I can sit here and tap away making dovetails with the camera sitting there on the corner, and you wouldn't even know the table doesn't rock, the camera don't shake. So very pleased with this. I used the heck out of it. I would like to get into doing a little bit more metal work eventually, as time allows, and mostly money, because each woodworking, metalworking, painting, what have you, each has its own cost for tools that you're going to use. That a lot of them don't interject with each other, or you can't weld wood together. You know what I'm saying? But eventually I'd like to get into doing a little bit more of that. I've done a little bit of it as a woodworker. Sometimes you need a tool that they either don't make or cost so much that you're not justified in spending that much money on it. And I can take a chisel and shape it, give it the shape that I need and all that, grind it down and all that. But as far as actually taking a piece of steel and cutting it or forming it into the tool I need, at the moment I don't have a way to do it or the knowledge, but eventually I'd like to get into doing that. My YouTube channel, again, is Donald Philosophies Wood Shop. It's on YouTube. Of course, it's a YouTube channel. I have a website called redneckknowhow.com. It's got other stuff on there besides the woodworking, some fishing tips, hunting tips and stuff like that that I put up there. Just stuff that I've learned over my time doing that stuff. It's about turning mostly woodworking though, because that's what I spend most of my time doing now. I'll be honest, I don't update it as much as I should, but it's still got quite a bit of information on there. I want to thank you guys for giving me the opportunity to do this interview and answer some of your questions, and thank you.